However, it's fairly short, so you really don't have to turn to it. Um, and it's coming from Job 13:15. But my title is How Faithful Can One Be for God? And it reads as follows. Though he slay me, yet will I trust in him. Many of us know about Job. However, there may be some people that don't know. Job was a man in the land of Uz, and this man was blameless and upright. And I had such a hard time trying to work on this one word. I wanted to say Wizard of Oz and Hut's potato chips, trying to remember how to pronounce that one little part, the land that he came from. But this man was blameless and upright, one who feared God and turned away from evil. There were born to him 7 sons and 3 daughters. He possessed 7,000 sheep, 3,000 camels, 500 yokes of oxen, and 500 female donkeys, and very many servants, that this man was the greatest of all the people of the east. So basically, the bottom line is Job had it going on. Job was also a man that had been tested with numerous things happening to him in his life. His sons used to go and hold a feast in the house of each one of his day, and they would send and invite their 3 sisters to eat and drink with them. A lot of us know some sisters and brothers can't even get along with each other, much less sit down and eat and drink. And when the days of the feast had ran their course, Job would send and consecrate them, and he would rise early in the morning and offer burnt offering according to the number of them all. For Job said, it may be that my children have sinned and cursed God in their hearts. Thus Job did continually. If you read further in the story, you will find that Job lost everything and almost everyone he had. If I were there with Job, I really don't think that I would be like his 3 brothers, accusing him of wrongdoing. I know if I were going through the things that I have faced thus far, I would be there for and with brother Job, and not trying to make him feel even worse than he already did. A lot of times, we all have some issues going on, we fall or whatever, and you'll get that very person that'll still kick you while you're down. For I can relate to the trials and tribulations that Job encountered, such as the fact that he had lost his loved ones, meaning his children. Even though I have yet to encounter having children of my own, however, I've lost my mother, I've lost my father, and my brother. Job lost his children all at once, but for me, my mother passed away on September the 15th, 1995, which in fact was 2 days after her birthday, and only 3 months after I graduated from high school. So imagine you buy a gift for your mother, and you want to celebrate for that, but then you have to turn right around and take that same gift back to the store to get her something to bury her in. So needless to say, I ended up on the store floor. I had just turned 18 years old on August the 12th. My father passed away 10 months later, which at that time of his illness I was the only one that could help him, because it was difficult for the rest of the family to do. At that time, I had 2 jobs, which I quit one to be home to help my father. One of the things I would do that I always remember is, in order for me to help him get him up, because he was taller than me, and he's not real heavy, but I would have to tuck my arms underneath his arms and kind of hold him up, and then we'll just move around until I get him situated, and then he'll sit down. So I would always remember that. But then on the flip side, as far as helping in other areas, it was basically a wound almost big enough to stitch his face in. So you can imagine some of the things I encountered, and that's not all I had to do. My brother Timmy passed away almost 2 years later in June of 1999. I I can relate to Job and how his spouse was not there for him. She was not being a helpmate as one should have been as a wife in his time of trouble. I can relate because my first husband was not there for me. I did all that I could do as a wife and a helpmate, and I tried to do right by God and by my marriage, which was not getting a divorce. I would pray, fast. I even remember asking him to go to counseling so that we may work on our marriage because I believe strongly in not getting a divorce. But he was killing me mentally and physically. I had such problem with the center of my chest for about 3 years. You could just gently touch my chest and I would just be in tears. As for Job's health situation, when he was attacked with painful boils from the sole of his feet to the crown of his head, and he had to take a piece of broken pottery to scrape his skin, I can too relate because just like Job went through all that by himself, I went through having an operation by myself. I had to have cancerous cells removed, which were very painful, and I was very afraid at a very young age. So imagine, in order to do that, you have to scrape and burn the cells. And then not only that, you have to, I wasn't driving, so I had to leave from University Hospital after the operation, walk from University Hospital to the subway station, from the subway get on the train, which is gyrating and bouncing all over the place, so it's not still, then get off the train, and then walk home, which was Cold Spring Lane to basically Ricestown Road like that. What made Job so special to me was the fact that no matter what Job went through, from losing all that he had, from the loss of all his children, then before you knew it, he was dealing with the fact that his whole body was covered from the top of his head to the bottom of his feet with painful sores. And then he had to deal with his wife speaking foolishly. If he knew what I know right now, he should have just put her in timeout. Going through all that he did not once curse God. Just like myself, going through the different things that I have experienced as well. I have not stopped coming to church. I have not called Pastor Light on the phone. Pastor Light, I can no longer be the deaconess of your church. I have not mistreated anyone that I have come in contact with on my job or from day to day. But what I have done was I come to church even more and been more eager to take my communion on first Sunday. And just let me tell you, if I'm at work and I can't take my communion, somebody is going to bring me my communion. I don't even got to meet on somebody's highway. I need to take my communion. It's just that serious. I don't run from church. That is when I run to church. I even try to be my best at work no matter what is going on. And it's so funny because some of that stuff was in Bible study this morning. I even have guests that confirm this by telling me that I am very good, nice, and pleasant. So you have to be so careful what you're doing in front of people because people are always watching. You just never know who and when. I can say that people notice many things about me. So I had a guest that checked into the hotel, and we talked for a while about how long one another had worked that day, which in fact I told him this was my second job. And he said, you've been at work since 7 a.m. this morning, which is the first job, and you don't get off until 11 p.m. tonight, and you still have a smile on your face. Wow, now that's good. Basically what you were saying this morning in Bible study. This is why Job is special to me. I have not cursed God, and I continue to be faithful no matter what happens. The word faithful to me means so much more than just having a belief that does not rest on logical proof or material evidence as the free online dictionary defines it. To me, it means F, free your mind of anything that is not Christ-like. A, answer and say yes when he calls upon you to do something. I will keep my light shining always. T, thank God for giving us your only son. Thank God for his love. thank God for